Back on Adapt and Respond with me, RJ Young. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing on YouTube. If you're listening on podcast, please leave us a 5-star review. Fill out the form in the description on the YouTube link and collect your free sticker. Those are going out into the mail. They should be arriving to many post haste, right? We are fast growing to over 450 ratings on Apple, over 150 on Spotify, and the audio podcast continues to grow and is becoming a platform that I think you guys are enjoying. You're also enjoying these longer shows, and any feedback you're going to give us on the longer shows, we will take as we continue to add elements to what we're doing here. And again, the longer show is something that people have asked for. It went away for a while. I'm glad to give this back to you guys because I'm back to doing the kind of segments that I would normally do when I was doing full shows. Okay, so let's talk about Florida State, Tommy Castellanos. But as a way into that, Mike Norvell gets up at the days at ACC Media Day and proceeds to go full PJ Fleck. He is just out here telling you, I want our players pissed off, mad, angry, upset, and to put it all into 2025. I don't care what they did last year. I don't care what we did the year before that. I care about how are you going to respond when we play Alabama week 1. And that starts next week when they begin preseason camp like everybody else that isn't playing overseas. I enjoy that. I also think you don't have another way to go here. You have to tell this team right from the jump. You can't afford to be embarrassed like you were embarrassed last year. It's going to be difficult. So either you can play cautiously or you can play with great optimism and a certain level of respect for your opponent, which could be none, or you're going to get your brains beat in again. Remember, Florida State is one of the worst seasons it's had in 50 friggin' years. Last year, they go 2-10. They start out as an AP top 10 team, and it's downhill from there. Georgia Tech, Memphis, everybody seemed to be able to get a piece of Florida State last year. Florida State, who won a national championship in 2014, got bucked out of the college football playoff after going 13-0 in 2023. Didn't matter, right? Didn't matter. Come back in 2025, new offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn, new defensive coordinator, Tony White, new quarterback, Tommy Castellanos. You got a little bit better at some positions. You lost some great players, right? But Tommy Castellanos is bringing in a little bit of brash, a little bit of I don't care who we're playing, except Bama. I want Bama. Do you remember there was a time when we would make jokes about the people that say they want Bama and how somebody could get hurt here? You know, like it became a joke outside of sports, right? Somebody would win something and got nothing to do with no competition, no sports, and they would say, we want Bama. Tommy Castellanos apparently wants them and was unafraid to tell them this in June when he spoke to On3, and he said, look, Nick Saban ain't there to save them anymore. And that made the rounds because I immediately looked at that and I said, if I'm defensive coordinator, defensive line coach, linebackers coach, secondaries coach at Alabama, this man has absolutely put this on the board for me. I'm putting it everywhere. I would not be shocked to find out there's an Alabama booster who took out billboards with the quote on it saying, y'all gonna let this stand? This used to be Alabama. This used to be the program that you didn't want no truck with. Now, we got dudes like Tommy Castellanos coming from Boston College in Central Florida saying they can win that trade. What y'all gonna do about it? Now, Isaiah Horton, Deontay Lawson, for their part at SEC Media Days, said, we heard it. It will be dealt with. But I can't imagine being a quarterback when half my game is running with the football, talking noise about a defense because a 73-year-old head coach is not there anymore. Okay. So what did he say at ACC Media Days when he was asked about, hey, do you stand by this? He said, we stand on what I said. Okay. I said what I said, and we stand on that. I don't mean no disrespect to none of these guys at Alabama or anything like that. I have confidence in my guys and the work we've been putting in and preparing and the preparation we've been putting in together. That's all that was. No disrespect to those guys, but we stand on what I said. I think what you said was disrespectful, and I think that's how many people are going to take it because it's real difficult for me to see disrespect when you say Nick Saban ain't there to save you no more. And you're saying you're going to stand on that, but you didn't mean no disrespect. I get it. You want to defuse the situation. You know, you want to be like, hey, it's about us, it's not about them, which is the thing coaches love to say, to which I'm going, if it's about us and it ain't about them, do you think they don't pray either? Is that what you think? You think they're the heathens and you the Israelites? You don't think that both of y'all believe that y'all are anointed to go win this game? You don't see that? I always used to pick that fight, man, because I would ask this, like, if we're talking about having respect for our opponents, wouldn't we want to treat them like we would want to be treated? Which is to say, not kind, but I'm not going to act like that's an easy win over there. Like I tell people all the time, you're welcome to try me, short, your voice, whatever. Cool. Bet. Right here. Come get it. It's an all-day affair over here. And that's what I would expect from you, right? So when you sell wolf tickets in June, but you're talking about it's about us in July, come August, what am I going to expect from you? Like it ain't about, hey, I said what I said. I stand on that, but no disrespect to the Alabama guys. No. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. There's either disrespect to the Alabama guys or you stand on what you said. Okay? Because if you stand on what you said, it is disrespect. Either you pump the brakes all the way back and get, hey, my bad, my fault. I was on one. You know how it be. I'm trying to pump myself up, trying to pump my guys up. I understand that y'all believe that Alabama going to drop 1,000 on us and that Florida State wasn't very good last year and doesn't look like a top 25 team this year. But you know what? It's going to be all right. No, that's not what you did. That's not what you did. You're trying to also signal to the alumni, signal to Noles fans that, yeah, I said what I said, but you're also trying to look over at Tuscaloosa and, hey, no disrespect. Homie, I'm from Tulsa. We play this little thing called All City. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You probably got it at All City where you from. All City in Tulsa used to be the TPS schools. That'd be Tulsa Public Schools because, I went to Tulsa Public Schools. I got things to say about Cassia, Bishop Kelly, Holland Hall. I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Metro Christian, Bixby, Union, Jinx. Anyway, point is, you didn't show up to All City to take back what you said. You showed up to All City because you hate Edison. You showed up to All City because I hate Hale. I hate Webster. I can't stand Booker T. That's what they told us. That's what they said. But you know what? When it comes time to go hit somebody, I don't care about what you hate. I care about what you stand. Line up. Let's go play. And I believe that's what Alabama has to do going into this. They're coming off a season that was down for them. Okay? They go 9-4. They miss the college football playoff. Kalen DeBoer takes 4 losses. But here's one of the wild stats. Nick Saban was 135-3 in games where they were favored by 14 or more. In games where Alabama was favored by 14 or more last year, they go 6-3. It's already 3 losses. Matches the 138 total for Nick Saban. They got to come out and put a hammer down. They have to come out and they have to make a statement. They have to go back into the SEC where they're going to face much tougher competition than Florida State. And they need to be able to feel good about that. And more than anything else, again, this comes back to the All City of it all. On my block, on my set, I got to be the dog. I got to be. You can be your block on your set in San Antonio, in San Jose, you know what I'm saying? In San Diego, in Santee. But on my block, I got to be the man. I got to be the man. You're not going to have me embarrassed and send me home where other people look like you can take my set, take my block. Now that's my corner. I saw what you did over there when you went to go play Florida State. I saw what you did. Respect. Putting on for the SEC, putting on for us on the block. Meanwhile, if you don't, guess what? We're all coming after you. But if you're going to do what Tommy Castellanos does and you're going to show up to somebody else's block and you're going to start barking, ain't got no choice but to come out there and disagree with prejudice. Disagree with a level of ferocity for which don't nobody else in the crowd want to try you. You want to be knockaround guys. You want to be Vin Diesel knockaround guys. One of my favorite movies, okay? 500 fights. That's how many fights I thought it took, it's Vin Diesel's character, to be a tough guy. 500. But along the way, it stops being about winning the fights. It just becomes about the act of fighting. The thing you get from such experience is you find out what you're made of. And because you've done that introspection, you've done that work, it really is about you. It ain't about them. You know where you're willing to go. Again, I'll hit this subject as often as I have to. Drag somebody into the deep water. See if they keep swimming. Drag someone into a fight where all it is knowing pain. See if they keep fighting. That's Alabama's task. If Florida State can respond, we're going to have a hell of a football game. If Florida State can't respond, it can get out of hand real quick, fast, and in a hurry. But you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I stand on what I said, and no disrespect to those guys, because you got to get hit, and they're going to try to hit you, and you got to try to hit them. Let's see who wins that fist fight. Come back, talk a little bit about Brent Key and why he wants Georgia and is so prepared for Colorado.